気分で扱いを変えるなんて、私のこと遊びたい時にだけ遊ぶ都合のいい女扱いっすか。
人聞きの悪い言い方をするな。
Number 1. Yuzaki-chan wants to hang out. At the start of her freshman year in college, Hana Yuzaki reunites with Shinichi Sakurai, an upperclassman who was in the same club as her during her high school days. However, much to her surprise, the once active senior has ended up becoming a lonesome student, preferring to spend his free time in quiet peace. Yuzaki does whatever she can to keep Sakurai from being alone, from convincing him to go to the movies to going to his part-time workplace. While Sakurai finds her irritating and tiresome, he still goes along with Yuzaki's hijinks and shenanigans, even if he knows that her perky personality will only lead the two of them into various comical situations. Even so, as the days pass by, their relationship only gets better, to the point where people around them misinterpret them to be a couple. At any rate, whenever Yuzaki wants to hang out with her upperclassmen, fun and adorable wackiness is sure to follow. Number 2. Monster Girl Doctor. After years of conflict, humans and monsters have settled their differences and are now at peace. This post-war era led to the foundation of Lindworm, a town which has since become the focal point of racial harmony. As a human doctor specializing in monster biology, Glenn Litbeat runs a small clinic alongside his partner, Safentite Neeks, who is a half-snake monster known as a lamia. He uses his knowledge to tend to any monsters who seek his aid. Whatever affliction, concern, or injury it may be, he will always be there, ready to help. Number 3. Gleipnir. Shuichi Kagaya is what one would consider an average high school student, but sometimes, he turns into a monster. He doesn't know how or why he got his abilities, only that he would prefer no one knows about them. One night, he finds a building ablaze with a girl trapped inside. Deciding to save her, he transforms and carries her to safety, but accidentally drops his phone. The next day, the girl he saved, Claire Aoki, finds him and confronts him about his monster identity. She even goes so far as to push him off the school roof to prove her theory after Shuichi denies her allegations. Desperate to save himself, he transforms, and Claire snaps a picture in order to blackmail him into telling her everything he knows about monsters, which, ironically, isn't much. As it turns out, Claire has a secret of her own. She has been searching for her sister, who also became a monster. She enlists Shuichi's help to track her down, but they aren't the only ones searching for answers. Number 4. Food Wars. The Fifth Plate. Thanks to Sauma Yukihira, Arina Nakiri, and the rebel forces overthrowing the regime of Izami Nakiri, the previous school director, and the former Elite 10, Tatsuki Culinary Academy is back in order. However, its students have one more great battle ahead of them, the Blue, a competition where young chefs seeking world-class fame compete. Faced with new trials and rivals, Sauma and his friends will fight to conquer the Blue and to defeat Asahi Saiba, the leader of an underworld organization of chefs known as Noir, who once defeated Sauma and his father in a shakyajeki. Number 5. Peter Grill in the Philosopher's Time. After gaining the title of the strongest warrior in the world, Peter Grill has finally proven his worth and is ready to take the hand of his beloved senior, the beautiful and innocent Luvilia Sanctos. Peter expects to have a healthy relationship with her, despite some objections from her father. Unfortunately, this dream quickly breaks apart as news of his grand victory spreads among the womenfolk of other races, ogres, orcs, elves, and others, some of them even vying for his seed to produce offspring blessed with his might. To avoid betraying the trust of his cherished Luvilia and causing a scandal, Peter strives to avoid other women's salacious advances. However, accomplishing such a feat with so many alluring women on his trail is easier said than done. Number 6 Super Hexeros. 5 years ago, alien beings known as the Kasaichu invaded the world. With the species endangered, the Kasaichu are determined to take over Earth through a deadly plan that would gradually wipe out the human race, take away humanity's sexual drive using various methods, letting them die out. In response to the Kasaichus' scheme, the Xeros device was developed, a powerful weapon that only those with high levels of erotic energy can utilize at its maximum capacity. Reto Enju, a high schooler harboring an immense hatred toward the Kasaichu, joins a group of Xeros users to fight against them and protect humankind. With their gear reliant on erotic energy as a source of power, the team must work together to maintain high levels of libido to ensure their readiness for combat at any given time. Moreover, as he lives in a house full of lustful girls, Enju should not expect a shortage of power anytime soon.
寝苦しいにも程があるよ。キリハさん、パンツは履いて寝てってあれほど。
知らん。勝手に脱げてどっか行くんじゃ。
Number 7 Tsugu Tsugimomo. When ordinary boy Kagami Kazaya meets the beautiful Tsukumagami Kareha, his life gets turned upside down. As a taboo child who draws the supernatural towards him, he receives orders from the god of the land, Kukuri, to become an exorcist and defeat these evil forces. And so, he and Kareha do battle. To find out information on these supernatural beings, Kazaya and his friends set up a counselor's club at school. But behind the typical seeming troubles he hears about, he uncovers a major plot to target Kukuri. In addition to the sadistic yet beautiful Tsukumagami Kareha, the situation draws other girls to Kazaya to join the fray.
また来てね。お兄さん、ちょっとだけ。
いや
あらゆる種族のエロいお店も当然存在するのである。
Number 8 Interspecies Reviewers. Countless diverse races, from perky fairies to oozing slimes, inhabit the world. Naturally, such a melting pot of creatures has a broad and alluring variety of brothels. With so many options to choose from, it is hard to decide with which Suku girl to have a meaningful interpersonal experience. Fortunately, a tight group of brave warriors has come together to enlighten the public. These perverted adventurers take it upon themselves to assess the appeal of all types of Suku girls through hands-on research. Whether it be the scorchingly hot salamanders or the utterly moon Gauss cowgirls, the Uruno Gloss reviewers leave no species behind. Directed by the mastermind behind Miru Tights, Ishizoku Reviewers seeks to answer one of the most pressing questions there is. Which species is the sexiest?
でも持って帰らないとまた飯抜きで飢え死にもう辛抱たまらん柔らかいじゃなくてつつましいでもなくて他の
Number 9 Plunderer. Alsha is a world governed by count. Numbers engraved on a person's body, representing any number related to their life. These counts determine a person's social status and power in Alsha. If a count reaches 0, the person is sent to the abyss, a place rumored to be worse than death. Hina, a traveler whose count is based on the distance she traveled, witnessed her mother get dragged down into the abyss. Determined to fulfill her mother's last wishes, she sets off on a journey in search of the legendary aces, heroes of the war that happened 300 years ago, bearing a white star next to their count. While wandering around, Hina encounters Licht Bok, a mysterious masked man with negative count, and Nana, the owner of a tavern. In the midst of having a good time, Hina is tricked into a battle with a military soldier. However, despite his negative count, Licht rescues Hina and reveals that he has another count, one with a white star, one of a legendary ace.
それが絵本の王子様みたいで。私ってば何言ってんだろう。
Number 10 Hatina Illusion. Years ago, many magical artifacts were stolen and scattered throughout the world. They fell into the hands of people who were not supposed to know of their existence, causing misfortune to those who abused their power. The Hashisato family of magicians has special access to the artifacts, and they take it upon themselves to return them to their rightful place. Despite her inexperience, Kana Hatina Hashisato wishes to aid her parents Mamoru and Mieve in their quest, doing her best to improve. Meanwhile, her childhood friend Makoto Shiranui has come to their mansion to study magic under her father's tutelage as part of a promise they made years ago. Hatina is excited to see her friend again, only to be utterly disappointed when the person she thought to be a girl all these years turns out to be a boy, leading to a bitter reunion. Before long, Makoto comes to know of the artifacts and the true identities of the magicians he admires. Unfazed, he continues to strive to fulfill his promises and stay true to why he learns magic to ease the sadness of people around him and, most importantly, to become a person worthy of being Hatina's partner.